Hello guys, welcome back everyone. I hope you had a good end of the year and I wish everyone a good 2094 full of goals and milestones for you. Nothing today, there was a nice, what can we call it? I've deeply studied the price. I've studied the news that came out. I've studied a bit of things. And I have come to the conclusion that this summer, a real dump that happened today. That in the end, we expected it a little bit. We said it many times, even here live, that there is on YouTube that I personally sold most of my spots. I had left most of the moonbags except for those 2 to 3 long-term positions I have. And it was a great decision because today we had flashes on many names of 30 to 40%. So already if you had already bought, if he had bought many of our many names on the flash now, there are easily 20-30% profits. In the end, this was a real price manipulation by some whale or from some group. Today's news about the whales is a topic I've been looking into, particularly on these people's Twitter account. In my opinion, it's a 100% buffalo, and I think that they say that around the 10th, 11th of January, there is the decision on BlackRock's ETF, and I think it will be approved, honestly. But I tried less today. I wanted to summarize what I think for 2024. What I think for 2024, I've already told you. I've already given you my purchase plan. And I won't deny that today I've already bought the hot coins to buy. I rebought Hinge at around $30, $29 to $30. I'll buy again. If it drops to 25, I'll buy again. If it drops to 20, I'll buy again. If it drops to 15. I want to carry this position at least until at 80, 90, 100, $120. I bought fat just on the dip. I accumulated a little bit again. I hope it goes down again because I want to buy a bit more. What I think about Bitcoin though? Nothing. I think that in 2024, in the medium long term, I am quite realistic. But not because I get emotionally influenced by those who tell me reactionary 100k, 200k. No, just because I look at the chart. Check out the volumes. I look at the news a bit also because the ETF is very bullish news for Bitcoin. I think it's approved. I'm almost 90% sure. No one gives me the certainty, but looking at the realities of recent months and weeks, I think so. I'm still a realist. I hope in the short term, in fact, I expect us to touch again the $35,000. This can happen especially shortly after the Financial Times or a few days later, I guess. But if it were to happen, if there should be a deeper term, where I will buy. We've already mentioned it in another video. Go back and watch it. I'm the bull, and I think we're going to touch easily towards in the next 6 months. $55,000-$60,000. I'm not showing you much on the chart because today I wanted to, let's say, think about the market in general. So nothing I expect. So if we hold the 30,000, this area here of $29,000, this is my invalidation if we lose this level. If we lose this level here on the weekly, I will turn bearish to go get minimum 16k or else really the 12-13k, but as long as we stay above and $30,000-$35,000, I quietly expect a retest of this area here. Subtitles back to this first $52,000 and then also $60,000. And if things go as they should, but I don't want to express myself with numbers because we have to look at the interest rates. We have to see how the Fed will behave. Also because when the interest rates have been lowered over time, the stock market crash started and Bitcoin followed it. So if the interest keys will be lowered, it's not very big news. Let's say good news for the markets if they leave them unchanged and lower them by half. Okay, point. But if they start to go down, it means it's not very positive because the market discounts rises. And so there will be some consolidation and a downward distribution. That's why I don't want to say that I'm really bullish on Bitcoin if we stay up here. Bullish even with higher numbers, but let's forget about it. I'm a trader. I'm not very interested in saying the numbers. I just told you that I will buy in the areas that I indicated. But I'm not telling you it's raining. I don't care much. It could be a news that explodes anything and the targets get screwed. Hello. So let's forget it. I had indicated some triggers on Bitcoin in the end. They went quite well. Today I simply took one stop up. Akbar. But well, today it was almost inevitable to take a small stop because I had limits. I had a limit on Akbar that took me. He just took a stop because with the flash, if you had open limits or if you had long positions, also scalp, small stops had to be taken. But there were also some easy money on the dip. If you bought something, especially on the strongest altcoins like 6RB, it was easy money for the scalp, but it was so fast that there are those who can catch them and those who can't. On the daily, it was quite simple because we don't have, in the end, the graph that I had indicated to you. Let's see if I still have it marked. It was practically this, where we didn't surpass the liquidity, that is by very little. We didn't make a spike, at least 45, i.e. we didn't close the daily candle above 45 and a half. So there was a bit of caution. I had indicated some triggers to go long or short. If you took it to go short, you made 13 because there was a thump really heavy. Ethereum behaved exactly as we said on here. We took every damn move of this graph. I had indicated both the trigger on the scalp. I put it on Twitter before going here. Now check the video on Twitter. Here we took the whole movement. We took both the scalp long and the short tone, and the long that is now in profit by 10%. But move the stop up if you are in, because in this situation it is really complicated to manage the positions. Doesn't want to express much about Ethereum. Just if you are in from here, put the stop at a break-even point and let the position run. If we surpass this area here, we will definitely go much higher. Around $2,700, $2,800. But remember, I expect another flash dump definitely after the ETF approval, if it will be. And there are buying opportunities, as I told you. I focus on some altcoins that I have already pointed out to you previously about AI or certain types like Rozo or from others. But we've already discussed this in other videos. For the rest of it here, I advise caution because there's a bit of indecision if you've bought on the spike for many altcoins. Okay, you can stay unless you buy some long-term altcoin, as I did with Inge that I bought right on the spike. I bought it around this area, but the more it falls, the more it does me a favor. I'm honest with you because if you know about accumulation plans, I do it on very few coins. 2, 3, 4, 5 coins, but maximum. I calculate that today on the dump. I lost 0.0001% of my portfolio because then I started again because I made profit with some trades I made. because Bitcoin had opened a small short, then another long. Talking about altcoin here makes little sense. We are not very interested. At most, we'll see how the PA forms in the next 24 to 48 hours. Pay very close attention because it will be a bit crazy in the next few hours when there are sudden moments. The price is always crazy for a little time ago. But look, when there are simple invalidations, for example, that is what I showed you some time ago. If Inge recovers at this level, but I took a random one. If it should deviate and recover this level, one can position long to take this TP or this TP with stop under this. Below this is a stop run. This is an example of a trade. We also saw access, which worked really well. We have indicated a trade to you, but I had warned you not to. Simply thought a trigger. The trigger was taken greatly because it deviated and recovered. If you positioned it, made a move smoothly, 10% is not bad. In the end, that takes a bit of time. I take advantage of a lot of stuff. For the rest, I pointed out precisely in the last video. I remember that I had sold in the last or in the previous one. Anyway, a few days ago I sold most of my spot positions. If you followed me, you hit the jackpot because you sold at the top. I go against the grain. In a sense that when I think I need to sell, I take my money to the bank and I don't give a damn about anyone or anything, about what can happen. As I always said, you should never fall in love with any coin. For me, they are just a profit purpose. All are the same at the moment. All have a speculative purpose. They serve no purpose. In other words, let's be clear. Cryptocurrencies are currently useless, except for Bitcoin, Ethereum, or a couple of altcoins. 9% are useless. They are really nothing, so always take the profits, do it. For example, if you have a huge position, take 50%, leave 50%, because until you bring money to the bank, the profits are only dry crap. I wanted to express in this sense Bitcoin on the short term, but nothing to say in the end we are still in the range. The area that interests me for spot positioning is already known. 38, 39, 34, 35, 30, 32. Here, if it recovers this range, you can simply reposition yourself long again. If you didn't do it here, this was a nice area. But who did it? Well, I didn't take it here, I took it, and I've done a little scrap here though. No tricks. If we recover it here, we can go to get this area first, or else we go to get the $47,000, $48,000. If it holds, if the console from below holds, you can go short to play the game. The one here below at $38,000, $39,000. But I don't feel like giving you advice here, because after such movements, it's really complicated. Either you scalp on 15 minutes or you forget about it. Sometimes the best position is to stand aside, wait for, let the pre-section form, at least for 24 to 48 hours. Only operate at the levels. At the range high or range low, because this way you have better invalidations. Take care. Try not to ever operate in the mid-range. Why is it always so complicated for the less experienced? If you are experienced, okay, but for the less experienced, it's always really, really complicated. I've made this speech for this 2104. Very simple. It's my clear and well-established vision in my head. I don't give myself any security because anything could happen. At the moment, my plan is that... Thank you, thanks for the support. We're growing a lot on this channel. And let me know what you want to say in the upcoming videos. I think I will do some heavy, nice content alpha in the next ones. Share and thank you very much. Bye guys. A hug.